Can you hear this? Oh, it is in the back. That's a lot. I've gotten underneath this car and pulled all the brake lines down. These are actually the fuel-related lines. I don't know if you can see that, but they're on their last leg. But these are also the brake lines here. And they are even more crusty than the fuel lines. Nope. Alright, we're gonna have to do this that way. Yeah, okay, brake lines are just getting there's one. I absolutely hate brake fluid. It like gives me the heebie-jeebies. Isn't that weird? Oh, yeah. One more. So off camera I went ahead and got all these brake lines unbolted from here. These, I don't even know why they're there. It's really complicated. This is the driver's side front braking. Oh, I can't breathe. Jeez. Whoo! Anyway, driver's side brake line. Passenger side brake line is here. It's connected to a junction block down there. So I didn't take it off of that one yet. So what's going to end up happening is this port on the master is going to go to a T, and then these two guys are going to thread into that, and that's going to be my front brakes. And then this guy here is going to go to a proportioning valve, and then all the way to the rear with one hose, which is going to split to the two rear calipers. Simplify that a whole bunch. And I did find some more hose or brake line. Got that stuff. Got another set there. I got some thicker stuff here. So I should be okay. I found a bunch of fittings that I had in stock, so I had to buy a proportioning valve, I think, unless I can get the stock one to work. But we're looking okay in the budget department. Hooray. I made a mess. It's actually nicer outside today than it is inside the barn, temperature-wise. So I'm pretty pumped. I'm going to leave the door open and use some of the natural light to be able to do what I'm doing. Since I did have to spend some money, okay? Full disclosure, I spent $21 on some inverted flare T-fittings so I could do the brake stuff. You'll have to see how I do that once that stuff comes in, but in the meantime, I'm going to get this parking brake working on this side so I have full working parking brake. Hopefully I don't run into anything that I can't see from the outside on the inside. We'll see. I'm a little nervous. Got my high performance red brake components off, and I'm trying to pull off this rotor, and I'm noticing that, I don't know if you can see that, there's a humongous burr here preventing this thing from coming off, and it looks like the brake rotor itself is chipped there. I don't know what the is going on. I'm just keeping on finding some really up shit with this. Another thing I'm gonna have to do is put in, this is an adjustable thing. I guess this thing was so low that they couldn't get the toe out of it that they wanted, so they made these, and I'm gonna put the original ST185 suspension arm in here because that's what I have in here strut wise. This is ST185 struts, but man, this thing's been in because of how tight the bolt is. It pulled this bracket in, so that's going to need to get banged out. I hope I don't break anything. That's a little frustrating. Keep on running into little small things that need attention. Alright, we filed this enough that we could get the rotor off. You can see that We can see that the parking brake shoes aren't in the best of shape, but there is still material there. So I'm not going to touch that right now. I'm going to worry about that some other day. The next thing to do is to get these broken studs or bolts or whatever the fuck they are out of this cable. Now this one looks like it's been cross-threaded pretty good, so I doubt that even if I get that out with welding, that I'm going to be able to salvage those threads. Now this one's really deep in there. Poking out the other side. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is drill them both out completely and then nut and bolt them instead of using those factory things or the factory threads in the cast piece. That'll prevent this from happening again, and also I can make that happen today. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to figure out how I can hold this so it doesn't flop around while I'm trying to drill it, and then go from there. What the We got the parking brake cable drilled out, and now I gotta figure out how it attaches to whatever mechanism pulls from this fucking this cable here on the inside. And once we do that, we can through bolt it, and it can be done with this stupid fucking part of the project. You don't know this, but I'm gonna tell you, I hate braking systems. I hate hydraulic systems. I don't like touching fluids. Yeah, but overall, I love cars, so I have to have a little bit of tolerance for this type of stupid shit. I shouldn't curse as much as I do either, but I can't help it. It's just where my brain goes. Fuck. There's a couple stink bugs up in this this hub. We'll go ahead and just rinse them out, along with all the detritus and other bullshit that's up in here. Dude, this axle's been cut. What the fuck? Very rusty. So that's what you get with a 80s Toyota. Alright, this goes over top of the axle. Oh god, my ass, I don't have any room over here. This over top. This is going to pass through. Yeah, they line up. That's lovely. I still do not know what these hook to. Uh-oh, parts are falling out of it. I'm not going to be able to put it back together. Where's the mechanism? I'm going to have to consult the book, I think. I don't want to. God. I hope I'm not missing the mechanism. That would suck even worse. Yay, it's warm enough that I can take off my big jacket. Oh, nope, that one's too long. That's okay. I'll find a shorter one. I'm using nylocks on these too, which I don't like using them. Is this one long enough? Oh, that is. Don't go too tight or we'll be in the same position we just were. Alright, now to consult the book and figure out where that thing hooks to. I can't remember. Got the book! Consulting. Hey look, it's on rear suspension. There's the ABS stuff I couldn't figure out. They didn't have enough diagrams for me to be able to figure it out. Where are we at here? We are at front brakes. Braking system. Front brakes, rear brakes. We don't give a shit about parking brakes, apparently. Yeah, they don't give me any parking brake instructions. I'm gonna have to educated guess it. That's very scary. Man, that's not cool. That's really not cool. I got 2 pages of rear brake components, but nothing about parking brake. I'm officially quite pissed. I just went over to the other side of the car, pulled it apart, pulled its pulled the rotor off, looked inside the hub. It appears as though I am not only just missing parts for this specific side of the braking system, I'm also having some questionable hardware on this side as well. So I'm missing the pivot arm, basically, that the parking brake cable attaches to. It attaches to this pin here on the shoe, and then it gets pulled, and that's what engages that. That's completely missing on the driver's side. I do not know where that could possibly be. That's pretty frustrating. What the f? So I need to reconvene on this as well. I am just not getting anywhere with this. This is pissing me off. Okay. This component here. I am missing this completely. And I'm also missing these pins here on both sides for that side. So I don't know if this is a part that I can buy or if it's a part that comes with the shoe kit. I highly doubt that that is the case. So I don't know how I'm going to source one of these. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do about that. That's pretty f***ed up. I am not happy about that. Not one bit. It's not like you can just go to the junkyard and find one of these cars and pull parts off of it. Maybe you can. I don't know. I've never had luck with that. Well, I'm now $106 into this project. I did find that arm that I needed for this side, for the parking brake actuation. Luckily, Toyota has been using that same part since 1986 all the way up to 2012. So, for various different models. So I was lucky in that aspect that I could just still buy that part new. Not that I wanted to, but I could. And while I was at it, I also ordered the hardware kit for springs and some pins and whatnot. Didn't really want to, but I had to because of this. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, so I guess now, since I'm stuck on fixing the parking brake, I'm close. I'm close at this point. But now I'm going to start plumbing from the proportioning valve to the back of the car. And I am still waiting for parts on that, so I'll get as far as I can. Alright, proportioning valve, stock, is mounted using a stock line. Now I'm going to flare some tube and mount it to that and then start dragging it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm putting this camera at. I'm going to start dragging the line to the back of the car. Woo! Everything is wet and disgusting, and I hate it. I love working on cars, but there's some aspects of cars that I could do without, and this is one of them. Harder to do with the other way. This would be one of those jobs that would be easier if I had a thing. Only 7 more feet to go. I tried going up this way, but it wouldn't let me, so I'm having to go down this way. And it's not letting me either. Yeah. Alright. The reason that was so difficult is because we're coming down the firewall and then having to do a pretty hard 90 to get it on top of the sway bar to keep where the factory brake lines ran. Perfect. Nailed it. Has clearance around the steering arm. Goes around. Ah, Jesus Christ. I just made a huge mistake, but it turned out to be okay. I was under the back of the car snipping off the rest of the brake lines from where because I don't need them there anymore. And I snipped one of them and realized that it was the vent for the tank, which travels the whole way from the back of the car up to the front, which went to the vapor canister, which is missing for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, I got lucky that it wasn't the return, because there would have been a fuel mess everywhere. Wow, super dumb. I think I should probably stop for the day at that point, because I'm making bad decisions at this point. Today should be a good day. I think all the parts that I have ordered to get the brake system on this guy going, I think they're going to show up today. At least that's what my emails are saying. Well, you know how USPS is. Alright, get some stuff done. Oh, in the meantime of me waiting, I've been trying to clear some more space down in here, off camera. I can actually walk over here now. Got the my sandblaster out of the way. I put it up there, the upstairs of the barn. Maybe one day I'll give you guys a little bit of tour of that. But it's really disorganized. It's not as bad as this place, I guess, but there's just shit everywhere. So that's another project for another day. But yeah, I'm excited. Stuff's coming in today. It has all arrived. All the parts. So I'm gonna get to work now. This is what this is $21, and then that was $30, and this was $30. That's what is that? $80? That's what $80 gets you now. A spring kit, a lever, and 2 brass T's. Kind of frustrating. All right, shutting up now. I'm gonna get to work. All right, let's see if I can remember how this goes together. It's been an entire week since I've been down here playing with stuff. And I slightly took apart the other side. So, can't remember exactly how it all goes, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Ooh, it came with lubricant. That's awesome. I think I'm going to leave that stuff factory. Oh, I guess the first thing I should do is get that parking brake cable attached to the arm, which is good. Oh, I need tools. Oh man, that's pretty jacked up. Oh, this spring is royally jacked up. We'll get it. I didn't feel like allowing you guys to watch me struggle with that, but I got it on. Didn't take me that long. Maybe it did. I'm not going to tell you. Well. Fancy clip. Pinch it together. I don't need to narrate this. Holy fuck. I got it. Oh no, it's all falling apart now. Needs to go something like that. Okay, I need the springs. And try not to jam that right into your finger, because that would not be fun. There's one. And I need our pin. I think they make a specific tool for this, but I do not have. Oh shit. I do not have it. My fingies are cold. That may help. Hopefully I can do this. Okay, all right, we're on to something here. There it is. Other spring. I'm clumsy as shit today. I'm clumsy as shit every day. This is proving to be quite challenging. I almost need 3 hands. Not a difficult job in theory, but proving to be a little bit challenging. I don't know if you need to watch this. Almost. Flathead would definitely be beneficial here. I don't think it's supposed to hurt so much to move around in my young age, but it definitely does. All right. Cool. High performance red. That felt good. Well, it's pulling on them, meaning that they're engaging somewhat. I don't know if I need to adjust them yet. I'll have to put it on the ground and find out, but whew, glad that's over. Luckily for me, because I upgraded to ST205 rear arms, trailing arms, and control arms and stuff like that on my ST185 Celica, that means that I have the ST185 Celica arms and stuff left over with all the hardware. The 205 upgrade I got from Agile Performance New Zealand. They make some awesome shit. So basically what I got going on here is a custom adjustable arm on this car. I guess when it had coilovers on it, which it doesn't anymore, they needed to be able to adjust the toe a little bit more than what you could from the factory. So they kind of used parts of the original arms. So what I'm going to try to do is use this ST2 or ST185 arm on a ST165. From what I heard / read, they're very similar. The ST185 to ST165. I'm saying a lot of numbers, sorry. They're similar. So hopefully I can just bolt these in and use the hardware that I have. And then I have all the right hardware and all the holes, which will please me. All right, I'll see how that goes. Because I really don't feel like doing hydraulic stuff today. I need to, because I'm really close to getting this brake stuff done. And then we can actually drive the thing, I think. Since the last clip, I said I was going to work on the suspension stuff, but I decided that instead of doing that, I should just stick with what I'm working on, which is the brake stuff. And this is one of those cars that no matter what you do, no matter what you're touching, everything's disgusting. Everything's f***ing disgusting. There's just grease and grime everywhere from everything. It's lived a hard life. It's gross. Boom. Done. Now I gotta move on to the front, but I'm pretty sure I fucked up the first tee I tried to use for the back. Pulled the threads on this center guy here. So I'm either gonna have to order another one, or I'm gonna try to figure out a different solution for that, because again, we're doing this on a budget, and the thread's really pulled out of this really easy. I barely freaking touched it, so that's what you get for buying a $10 tee, I guess. Well, I verified that the rear brakes work and don't leak. They got good pressure. I bled them. But unfortunately, the front, the tee that I got, wouldn't have worked anyway, because the fittings that are on these brakes, these brake lines, they have I call them the tall fitting. So basically there's a space before the threads start, and there wouldn't have been enough thread engagement for them to thread into that tee anyway. So basically what I did was I put a fitting in the master and capped it, just so that I wouldn't have any problems with, while I was trying to verify that the rear worked before I went and ordered more parts. It's so dumb. But hey, the rear's working. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the front now. I did go for a little trip around York County to try to find a different type of tee, but nobody carried them. Napa was closed. It's Saturday. So it looks like I'm going to have to order some more parts. And I'm probably going to convert it to AN fitting, like a 37-degree flare, instead of using brake stuff. That's what I did for the SD185, and it worked really good. You can get a little bit higher quality fittings that way, like stainless. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But that's okay. The hard part's done. The brake line for the rear is ran. It holds pressure. There's no leaks. Everything looks like it's good. The proportioning valve seems to be working properly, etc. Everyone say bye, Beams. Bye, Beams. I hope you have a good life in your new home. I'll miss you. Just kidding. I don't have anything in that. I just thought it would be a cool project eventually. Ooh, fancy powder coat. All right, that arm is replaced on the driver's side. Time to do the passenger side. Man, today has been so nice for a February day, I'll have to say. Try to take as much advantage of it as I could. It's really nice. But anyway, passenger side's now done. Got the nice powder-coated 185 arm in there. It worked out pretty good, so that's good. I think I'm pretty much done with the back of this car now that the brakes are plumbed and the suspension's kind of taken care of. We got all the good bolts in it. Yeah, the only thing else that I can think of that I need to do is find the other one of these brackets for the subframe and get that bolted in. But I might have to make something, because I can't find that bracket anywhere. So probably gonna have to make one. The mirror image of that, basically. Yeah, moving on.